Today we are going to be making an hairline skirt. So, from the previous class that we've done, the basic skirt, we've talked a lot about how to sew. So I believe sewing is no longer strange for us. So this time around, we are going to go a little bit faster because we are advancing bit by bit. So this is the back bodice for the A-line skirt. I'm going to attach a zipper to it, which I believe we cannot attach a zipper to skirt now. So I'm not going to go into that for now, since we can do it now. So the first thing I'm going to do here is I am going to add that to it, which we can do as well. So the dart, most times, to know the dart, apart from taking to get the correct placement of the dart, you can just measure your bust to point. I don't think I've measured it in any of the videos. You can just measure your bust point to point. When you measure your bust point to point, then that exact place will be where you're going to add your dart. Let's take this for example. The For this measurement, the bust point to point for the client is 7.5, which is half of it is 3.75. That means that we are going to go from the center. This is the zipper allowance. This where I notch is the zipper allowance. We have explained the notching and everything, the cutting in the cutting class. So I'm going to just measure from this side here. This is a 3.75. You can just measure 4 inches. This is it here. Then I'm going to take this I'm going to fold it the right side on the right side. Since I'm not cutting out, I'm just going to fold it into half this way. Then I'm going to go to my sewing machine, place it on my sewing machine, then I'm going to sew down. It can be for the back bodies. The back bodies, it shouldn't be more than 6 inches. It shouldn't be short less than 6 inches. So I'm going to go down and sew my darts. So I'm going to go down and sew my darts. Inches long, so I'm going to go for 6.25. Then I'm going to go do the same for the other skirts. Then I'll fold down like this. Then I'm going to place it on the sewing machine and sew down 6.6 inches. Just a thin line. So we have the darts ready. Then the next thing now to do is to join the zipper. So at the bin there's an iron. We will have ironed this. So while doing yours, make sure you iron your fabric. So now I am going to place the right side. This is the right side of the back bodice. I'm placing it together like this because I want to join the zipper. This time around we're not going to add uh, facing lining to it, but you can do yours any way you like because we've done something like that in the previous class. So now I am going to measure how long is my zipper. The zipper I'm using is 7.5 inches long, so I'm going to go to that 7.5 here. It's 8 inches. I actually reduce it by 0.5. So now I'm going to sew down. I'm going to back stitch. After this, we can now insert the zipper. So we are going to add the zipper to the fabric now, to the skirt. So I'm going to place my zipper. This is my zipper. I'm using a purple zipper. So I'm placing it underneath like this. Make sure you always use a matching zipper so that it will blend with the fabric that you're using to construct any garment. So I'm going to place it this way. Make sure you're doing it gradually and don't stretch the zipper. So I'm going to zip up. You're going to turn the zipper like this. Cover it up. You don't want to be seen, we don't need to see all this zipper outside, so it has to be covered. So then you sew gradually up. So I'm going to open this zipper to enable me to sew to the end. If your measurement is right, you will not have a problem whereby one side will be longer than the other side. Trying to hide the remaining zipper. So now I'm going to sew up. And I'm done. So the next thing now is to go for the front bodice. This is the front bodice. Then I'm going to, first thing I'm going to do is to attach, to sew the darts that we've explained before. So I'm just going to fold it into half so as to notch where my dart will start from. My darts will be, let me measure, I'm going to measure 4 inches. Then I'm going to notch the 4 inches so as to give me, as to tell me where it is. So now I'm going to fold. I think I've explained how to get the darts. so it's easy. And I'm going to put it on my sewing machine, then I'm going to sew down. So it's 5 inches long here. You can make it 6, but we are trying to make it as advanced as possible, because we are going bit by bit. The way I explained the basic skirt is a little bit different from the way I'm explaining right now. So I'm going to sew the second dart. So the difference between these two darts will be the exact first point to point. I'm making it 5 inches, but I'm using 5.25 because of the top folding. So after this, I'm going to cover up this side. I did it for the front back bodies, but maybe I forgot to mention it, because since you are not using a facing, since you are not using a lining, we have to make the top of our fabric as neat as possible. You have to work with finishing no matter the level of just like top hemming. I'm just hemming the top. But it's advisable to use the lining. So now we can now join the two bodies together. So I'm going to take, we want to join the front and the back bodies together. So this is the front bodies, this is the back bodies, this is the back bodies, and this is the, okay, sorry, this is the front bodies, and the one with zipper is the back bodies. So I'm going to place the fabric, these bodies, the right side on the right side, after which I can measure. So make sure the darts are equal. So if your measurement is right, the darts will be equal. So I'm going to measure the waist and take the seam allowance. The waist is 32 inches, but divided by 2, since we have two bodies, it's going to be 16. So I have 18 inches here. So I'm going to take 2 inches at each side. So since it's an A-line, it's not going to be too tight at the hip. So I'm taking these 2 inches here, and this is where I'm going to start my sewing from. Sew down, just sew down. Make sure you just follow the way the fabric is. Just follow the way the fabric is being sewn, just in front of an page. So it's going to slant down, down. So I'm going to sew the other side as well. Measure 2 inches from the side, and I'm going to go to my sewing machine and sew. Just going to sew it down. So now that we are done, we can just hem the bottom parts of the skirt. So I'm going to take 1 inches. We need to measure 1 inches for the hemming. This is 1 inches. Then I'm going to place it on my sewing machine. So this is what we've done so far. This is our skirt. So this is, we have hemmed it, we have finished everything. So it's ready to wear. But before you pack it or before you iron and just keep it aside, the first thing to do, the next thing to do is just to measure if all your measurements are accurate, so that your client will have no problem with you. This is the measurement here. You measure your waist. If it's okay, this my waist here is 30 inches. Then you measure your hip as well. So if there's any adjustment for you, you can just measure 8 inches down. Measure your waist, your hip width. The hip width for this skirt is 35 inches. Is 36 inches. So you have everything ready. Then the next thing to do is to measure if your lengths are accurate. The person wants it to be 22 inches and it's exactly 22 inches. So that is what you're going to do. So if there's any necessary adjustment for you, you can just adjust it before the final wearing. So that is all about the skirt, and I hope you're going to try it out. Please do try it out. See you in the next class. Bye bye.